Hey everyone, Wander here, and welcome to yet another Zombie Survivors, or welcome back to it if you got my previous coverage. It is a squad-based zombie survival bullet heaven, and I can actually say that officially now because I believe they did a poll as part of the Steam Bullet Heaven Festival a couple weeks ago, last week, couple days ago, something like that. And it looks like Bullet Heaven is the official, at least the Steam official name for this genre, and the name that a lot of developers are going to be adopting. Which, honestly, it feels weirdly good to me. Okay, so what are we going to do? Oh, are we just picking SWAT? Oh, because we find other characters as we go through. Okay, that's how this works. So badges. Well, we have a badge. Difficulty level 1. Start the game. I don't know. I haven't played this game in a while. Things have changed dramatically. And so I figured I'd do another video. I think we do have other characters we can recruit, but I think we have to find them first. So yeah, we're just going to run around as this guy shooting things for a little while. And then I think it's either as we level up or like we find other characters in the map. I don't know. I know there's like points of interest you can head for. Okay, so we can get a helicopter strike. We can upgrade my pistol. I think I'm going to just boost my pistol a couple of times. It's probably a better idea for me to like mix and match. But if I can just one-shot suckers, that'll be lovely. Or biters? I don't know. Okay, so we need to make money? We'll figure it out. More pistol. Helicopter strike. 45 seconds, though. More pistol. Fortunately, it doesn't upgrade the best. I really want to play Bullet Heaven at some point where... Let's see, more pistol, more pistol. I really want to play a Bullet Heaven at some point where you are... It is like Zomboid, effectively. You start in a random location, you have to survive. And so... Like... Want to grab the SMG too? Do I fire both? Or did it... Oh, it changed my pistol into an SMG. So does that make my pistol upgrades kind of moot then? Maybe. I am not sure. Unless they also got rid of the squad-based play. That's going to be interesting to play around with. We'll figure it out. Where is I even going with any of these things? Oh, right. Wanting to play like a zombie survival zombie survival one where it's like Zomboid or something to that degree. Ooh, do we want to get engineer, max health plus 300, experience modifier, tank, or let the rescued person take shelter in the military base and get $1,000 instead? Let's grab the engineer. Because the engineer has kind of a nice Tesla taser that I like. I don't remember it doing amazing amounts of damage, but it's a good way of like spreading the damage out. Well, let's keep focusing on this SMG upgrade for the time being, because I want to see if I can have them max out their gun. But yeah, a Bullet Heaven, I think, where you have to like worry about like going into... Ooh, electric turret. Sure. Where you have to like worry about going into buildings and stuff, and you're constantly like exploring around and trying to find resources, food, crafting materials. I don't know about ammo. I'll have to think about this one. There was... what was the game? Let's see. So we can go for the sniper rifle, or we can go for the assault rifle. Let's go for the assault rifle. Okay, so I should actually be putting my enhancements into the assault rifle on this guy. Good to know. Because I think I put all of my meta progression into the pistol, which wasn't the worst idea, but also not the best. What's the game I'm trying to think of? It was the one where it was a roguelite where you're sending survivors out trying to find a cure. Let's boost the taser. And you were like a random infected person, and you actually had to like worry about ammo and a multitude of other things. And it was like actually kind of tense and hard. Ooh. So picking up any time power-up gives you a random time power-up of a different type, extra pickup range, health packs restore 3 times as much health, weapon projectiles are faster, or opening item chests responding to signals and collecting samples. Let's go for the pickup pick. I like these. Oh, we have a limited amount of items maybe that we can have on us. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe it's just one of those where we can have multiple tabs. Keep boosting the damage. I don't know. I want something that is a little bit more like casual bullet heaven, but also has the like sense of gravitas from Zomboid. Mainly because I don't like the combat in Zomboid. Like, I wish the combat in Zomboid was fun. But I usually just end up coming out of Zomboid extremely sweaty and frustrated. Even if, like, I have never died in Zomboid when I was, like, actively trying to survive. Mainly because I'm kind of a coward and I just hide. But I mean, that's been good enough for me. Get a star? Whatever star is. Stone Skin and Killing Frenzy. Sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep pushing this assault rifle up to maximum. Get it out of the pool. For this, I just kind of wish I had, like, buildings that I was going into and, like, objective markers I wanted to clear out as opposed to just kill a bunch of zombies. This so I could feel like I'm going somewhere or doing something. Like, imagine if you had kind of, like, a series of connected biomes that let you go through kind of the... Like, you start in the police station, then you run around... You find your way into, like, the secret government lab, and then there's, like, a zombie-infested tunnel or something. You kind of work your way up from there. Obviously, don't know, like... Well, I know it wouldn't be easy to have that kind of level design, but I think it would be really satisfying. Just because right now I'm in an empty field mowing down zombies. And that's good, too. I definitely do want to bump up the difficulty level after this one. We seem to be doing reasonably well. At least until the boss shows up, at which point I'm pretty sure things get a lot harder at that point. Yeah, let's go for the electric turret. I mean, we're already starting to run into some special zombies that are probably going to cause me issues. I like the music, though. It's got a good jam to it. The question is, do I pick up the magnet? Maybe? Ooh, SOS signal detected. Leave them alone. Ow. Something clipped me for a lot. Hello, I'd like to get this survivor. There we go. So the question is, do we want to pick up a huntress, tank, or liberate them for $1,000? Let's grab the huntress. I like those experience modifiers, and we might as well get at least one more person. Alright, there's our magnet. Bear trap, bow. Bow. Okay. It's going reasonably well for me. So, extra damage to basic enemies. First reroll on each power-up section is free. Ooh. Let's actually go for Quicksilver bullets, because that's just a 30% weapon attack speed bonus as well. So even if that doesn't actually increase the... Or even if, like, the taser, for example, can't go any faster, that's still pretty good. Okay, more bow. Switch to Tesla? I think Tesla. Oh, and there's the boss. If I remember right, the last time I played this, that dude with the axe murked the hell out of me repeatedly. So it's kind of satisfying mowing him down instantly. But then again, there might be a harder boss-type enemy that shows up at a later date. There we go. I think this is the maximum amount of units that I can have, too. Keep going, bow. Keep going, bow. The magnets dropping twice as often was tempting. I think I just want to go for the combat upgrades, because knowing that there are magnets at all is good. And I can be patient for them to show up. Okay, multi-shot. In case firing one arrow at a time wasn't enough. Three arrows now. Yeah, we'll have to upgrade a couple of these things. Because I wasn't... I picked up a bunch of... I had some meta progression before I started from a previous you know, set of runs. And, oh no, I'm full health. I don't need to worry about that in the slightest. And I had foolishly put them all into pistol thinking that I would need the pistol, but it seems like the damage isn't inherited. So it's probably better to well, I mean, it's definitely better to upgrade whatever the, like, final upgrade level is, rather than the most basic version. Damage to basic enemies is tempting. Health back and healing bonuses. So, bonus damage to basic enemies is really tempting. I think I will pick that up. It means we don't have to mess with the trash nearly as much. I'm curious what the final level of electric turret is. However, putting all those levels into it has actually rendered it pretty effective. There we go. I should run around grabbing things. Yeah. I mostly want to focus on my core abilities rather than a long cooldown helicopter, even if good. Okay, oh. Okay, multi-shot. Interesting. Oh, I see, we just auto-rescue them. And we just leveled up simultaneously, which is what confused me. I gotta admit, hitting one of those power-ups is kind of satisfying, just immediately popping off for a little while. I don't think it lasts long enough to be, like, overwhelmingly effective. Well, destroyed them in a second. Yeah, was it the 5-minute mark that would kill me, or was it actually the 10? I have no idea. And I mean, this game has changed dramatically since the last couple times I've played. So they very easily could have made this well, they could have made this a lot easier. Let's see. I do wonder if gems that are left behind condense into those bigger red gems as kind of a way of reducing the amount of entities on screen. That might be the case. I forgot. Do I have anything else other than moving? Nope. I didn't remember if this had like a dodge. I think I'm just going to keep focusing on upgrading all of the basic weaponry. Okay, extra time power-ups and lifetime. Weapon attacks on full health enemies are now critical. First banish on each power-up is guaranteed to be free. Let me grab the banhammer. I don't know what luck is used for. But this does mean that we can potentially cull a bunch of stuff from our lineup. I do wonder what happens if you have nothing else to invest in. Okay, that's a kind of big thing. I'm gonna banish Grenade Trail just to get it out of there. Let's stick to upgrading our weapons for a bit. Got nice and toasted. Now I'm pretty sure I remember running away from the running axe zombie for like long periods of time, being kind of panicked and trying to survive them. There might be a slightly harder one that shows up at the 10-minute mark. That's the one I remember running from. Because, yeah, I demolished them in no time flat. Okay, let's grab the helicopter strike. The reason being, even though it's a very long cooldown, it's one of the only ones that I actually have an evolution on. Or a further upgrade on. Oh, that's the guy. Maybe. He died like a chump. I think they made at least the early game on this easier. Which is good and bad. Good, because that means I can get further. Bad, because I, Oh. This is just another one. And died like a chump. Yeah, so I think this gets me an upgrade and some money. Okay, I'll take it. Bad, because I'd like to get some, I would like to get some meta progression upgrades to give me some more options. And then also maybe bump up the difficulty, because I am not feeling pressed at all. And it's kind of one of those where, being ridiculous in a bullet heaven has to feel earned, in my opinion. Or at least somewhat earned. If you're overpowered right from the get-go, it's just kind of like, okay. I mean, can be fun, can be fine. Depends on the game, and depends on how it's handled. I think the thing is, there aren't enough enemies on screen for me to feel this powerful. That there should be way more enemies that I'm just ripping through. Doubles the amount of ammo that all weapons that have more than one bullet or projectile in their magazine or clips. I'm gonna banish Sugar Rush and go for magazine clip. Not that it's amazingly good. Oh, there's our magnet. I like those chest items, they feel good. Minor, but impactful enough. Okay, helicopter now drops chemical grenades on its path. Okay. Oh. Endless. Okay, so maybe now that we're running out of things to upgrade, we're starting to get some random upgrades instead. Good. Like the random stat ups. And that's going to be where the banishes actually come in even more helpful. Because then I can go for the upgrades that actually feel like they're, you know, meaningful as opposed to just eh. Not that I have any clue what this build needs. We seem to be just kind of ripping things apart with surgical precision. Okay, the Horde evolves. I almost kind of feel like I wish I was given an option when the Horde evolves. Like, hey, do I want harder enemies? Do I want more enemies? I will always pick more enemies. Yeah, first aid, a little bit of health regen actually is kind of good. I don't think we need it. We've got plenty of health packs. I'm going to get my abilities maxed out first. For some reason, I thought the Tesla gun would actually, like, arc from one enemy to the next. I think that's just because that's what I'm used to. Any electrical weapon being able to do by default. Oh, we've got a special zombie. It's you. You're dead. Special my butt. They just stand there screaming at me before they die for a bit. The regular zombies just die. Ability cooldown reduction. Like, some of these actually seem like they're going to be extremely good. Do we want to banish the bear trap? I think so. I'll max out arrow rain. But yeah, I want to see what some of these bonuses are, because like 5% cooldown reduction actually is tempting and good. Oh, we have an SOS somewhere, but we also have a chest. Grab that first. I'm gonna banish the crowbar. Let's go for glass of milk. 10 max HP every time you defeat 100 basic enemies, 2 elite enemies, or a boss. Not that that's amazingly good, but that's still 3,000 max HP that I could potentially get. Which actually seems vaguely good. Not even vaguely good. Extremely good, depending on how hard this gets later. Ability duration, experience modifier. What does luck do? Chance of pick up enemy drops. And rarity of military training cards. Let's see. Weapon critical damage. Weapon attack speed. I guess I'll try electrocution. Yeah, what do I want to invest into? Attack speed is actually vaguely tempting. Same thing as cooldown reduction. Being able to get really short cooldowns on the helicopter actually would make the helicopter and the Tesla really good. Then also duration probably applies to the Tesla gun. Okay, do I care? No, let's go for ability cooldown reduction. Or is that ability duration? I have no idea. Dodge chance. The problem is a lot of these are really basic. I'll get first aid. It's like effectively a 5% bonus or a very, very small flat bonus. Almost none of which actually matters. But like, you know, I'll take the 1 health a second. That actually is kind of good if we get that like 2 or 3 times. That more or less means we never have to worry about a health pack ever again. Until we just, you know, start dying, at which point, okay, then we need to deeply care about it. Alright. I wonder if the value on the top right is... Ooh. Luck or movement speed? What is my movement speed? 130. Okay, so it's not an amazingly big boost. I think I'm going to push luck, because that's one of the only stats that's kind of low. And more pickups is good, especially if they come with more chests. Here's the question. Do I have to replace one of these? I think I might have to. Let's see. Armor and dodge chance. I'm gonna banish the health potion. Grab duct tape. Okay, so I'd have to replace something. Probably combat knife. Bit of a shame that that has an upper limit. But yeah, I'll take the crit chance. Means the runs probably go for 20 minutes, is my assumption. I almost kind of wish there were like special objectives, special maps for this kind of thing. I'm vibing, but I'm not, how would I put it? Having played so many different Bullet Heavens, I'm starting to get, ooh, ability cooldown is tempting, sure. Having played so many Bullet Heavens, I'm starting to get, feel the similarities between each of them and obsessed with like different ways that they can stand out a little bit more. I feel like for this one, while the zombie survival like visual is kind of nice, I wish it had a little bit more like zombie survival theming, if that makes any sense. Maybe not theming, missions that feel zombie survival. Weapon attack speed. So I was thinking of like having these characters having to run in front of like a gate. You have a horde coming at you and you're trying to prevent them from like reaching or destroying the gate. Or like, hey, you have to go get as much food as you can. It's just kind of this giant level. I think the fight zombies in a field thing is fine. But I guess the main question is, well, okay. I'm trying to get my, like, thoughts in order on this one. With zombie survival, there's a much greater level of, like, I don't want to say backstory and current events that are just implied. In this case, this is, ability crit damage is kind of tempting, considering I actually have some crit chance. I'm going to keep pushing the armor for a little bit, since it does actually reduce the amount of damage I take. Ow. These guys actually do hurt. Did that guy have a gun? I have no idea. But with every zombie survival bit of media, there's kind of the question of, like, how did the outbreak happen? You know, what's the infection vector? Obviously, we have mutations here. You've got some kind of putrid explodey zombies, but you have some bigger ones that are, like, clearly stronger than others. Let's see. But nothing, like, super mutant-y in the way that, like, Resident Evil gets up to at a later date. With, you know, some of the later... not even some of the later ones. Well, I guess... it was the ones that got, like, super mutant-y in a crazy way. Magnet power-ups now collect military training points, health packs, and time power-ups. Let's see. 15% chance for the ability activation to reduce its next cooldown by half. Weapon cooldown reduction is really tempting. Okay, what do I get rid of? Frankly? Mag clip. Let's see, pickup range, weapon. Fine, let's grab electrocution. You know, in this case, it's a group of military guys working together to, you know, call a whole bunch of zombies. Okay, this is starting to get a little hectic. I think we just don't have enough bullets coming out simultaneously, which I guess is why I should have had other abilities. But hey, it actually feels like I have to try now. Cool. Let's go over here. I'm gonna grab this magnet. Ow. Pickup radius. Let's go for a little bit of damage. Movement speed. Weapon crit chance. Yeah, unfortunately, crit chance is going to take some doing. Yarsh. Yeah, this is starting to hurt. I'd like... let's see. Weapon attack speed is tempting. I guess I'm going to finish electrocute just because. Got another one of those. Because this will help. I was really hoping to get a little bit more... or a couple more, like, health regen level ups. I guess what I should do is actually start banishing things that I'm not going to pick. Okay. I'm going to banish dodge chance. Infinites cannot be banished. Oh. That's a letdown. Like, not strictly super bad, but I was hoping I could banish some of them so I only get the stats that I want. Okay. I'm gonna banish the pocket watch too. Yeah, I'm gonna just get rid of the banhammer for the time being. I'll probably replace that with something better. So something purple flash in the top right, but it's seemingly gone. Ow. Yeah. Oh, are we done? Ah, it's daylight. Well, that's a heck of a lot of money. And skill points and things. Let's see what I can do with this. Okay, Team 34, Be Witness to the New Dawn, Isolated City, Danger Level 6. Okay, so the rest of them do get skill point or levels. This is something I was concerned about. Okay, so let's go back to main menu. And what upgrades can we grab? What is these? I have no idea. Weapon attack speed is a little tempting. I think I'm probably just gonna focus leveling. Oh, I've got to be level 40 before I can get that. So it doesn't actually really matter how much I'm putting point-wise into these things. I also am really curious about what cash is even for. Okay, so SWAT, let's undo the levels on that, considering we weren't using it nearly as much. Maxed out the abilities that we actually are using. I didn't care deeply for the chemtrails, so let's max this one out. Let's take a look at engineer. So we've got to be level 20 before we can get more abilities. So, more mag size. Mag size, and cooldown. Duration, damage, duration, reduced cooldown. So some of those are pretty good. Let's just max those out. So what does she have? Damage and cooldown. Oh, but it doesn't matter, because that's not the weapon she uses. I guess we could try the bear trap. Because the problem with arrow rain is they weren't actually shooting much. And I'll put one into grenade trail. And helicopter, I suppose. We'll have to try other characters, though. Looks like that was that. So, Ghost. Kill more zombie bosses, more health packs. Activate more abilities and elemental damage. I didn't care for the Huntress, so I think let's just do SWAT again. SWAT, tank, and engineer. And we can go to the Vile Wasteland. Oh, game mode's completed. So, I see. So we have default, we have endurance. Hardcore. Shorter, but harder. And extermination. Is kind of like a score attack situation. We also have one hit. So if you get hit at all, you die. And then there's also infinite mode. But yeah, let's go to the Vile Wasteland for now. Just see what that presents. Okay. Difficulty level. Yeah, because we can't go to the higher tier 1. But hopefully this is a little harder. Yeah, I think I'll try the grenade trail on this guy, because that might actually be useful. Yeah, so the reason why we probably want to get upgrades on our base weapon is mostly to make the early game easier, because I'm assuming eventually we get overwhelmed. And that could be kind of tricky. Well, yeah, we might want to actually pick up grenade trail. Or helicopter. I'm actually going to go for the helicopter. It's just a short boost of... Yeah, that worked out great, actually. Short boost of a lot of experience. Which will give me just that little bit of progression that I need to get up to the SMG. Spiderweb slows you down. Alright. SMG, yeah. Let's see. Keep my distance, be comfortable. Yeah, we want to get up to that assault rifle kind of ASAP. As is one of my best damage. Well, is it one of my best damage sources? I don't know. That's different. What? Okay, we have sandworms. Yeah, so I think the real answer is just the first levels is just very boring in comparison to the desert. Okay, more of this? Yeah. Yeah, the music is still jamming. There's an actual building here. I think it's just the edge of the map, yeah. Not tried the sniper rifle yet, but all of my upgrades are on the assault rifle, so that's what I'm going to max out. Alright. So we could liberate them, but yeah, do we want to go for the engineer? Probably engineer first. Okay. I think I'm going to focus on the assault rifle for the time being. Wait, can you kill the worm? No. At least not yet. I like the idea of being able to kill the worm. I do like the really, like, just generic mummies coming after me. Like, yeah, you've got your zombies, but also mummies, why not? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep getting the assault rifle as maxed out as I possibly can get. But yeah, part of the reason why I'm thinking about this whole, like, wanting objectives and, like, I think the thing is, zombie survival always lends itself really well. Ooh, duct tape? Potato? Why'd you pick that? Obtain a potato. Because I want to know what it gets me. What it does, what it's even used for. So zombie survival, it's not always mixed with, like, town building, town management, but in almost every piece of zombie media I've ever seen, the survival, the, like, dealing with zombies directly is always still relevant. But there's always that, like, town building management, resource management to some degree, at least in the back of the mind, even if it's not, like, there present. You know, there's the idea of, like, having to get enough food, medical supplies, build up a base where people can actually, like, live without being just immediately, you know, blasted by a horde of zombies overnight or something like that. And, like, weirdly, for every bit of media that gets into this kind of thing, I don't think I've ever been fully satisfied on a piece of zombie media. That there's always something just slightly not good enough for me. Zomboid, I think my biggest issue mostly boils down to, it just goes for forever. That it's one of those where, like, it feels like it would actually be, Zomboid would be more fun if there was kind of like a way you could do like an outbreak simulator where there's kind of like a time limit. I didn't know this is like actually something that is kind of in the game. You can set a limit to the amount of zombies that you can encounter, and that will have like a noticeable. Let's see. Crit damage, survivor flashlights cover more distance. No. Quicksilver bullets. This is just like actually good. What was I going to say about any of these things? Zomboid feels like it's one of those that is it like constantly scaling up? I don't know how to describe it. There's kind of this like really nice sense of progression initially. You have your initial outbreak stage. More or less your character wakes up like 1 or 2 days into the zombie zombie outbreak. And, oh, the Tesla is branching to people. Was that the meta progression upgrade, or does it always add that and I just wasn't paying attention? I have no idea. But so in like the early stages of Zomboid, you have to worry about like, well, you don't have to worry about getting food as much. You just break into a house and there's a fridge full of stuff. But give it a couple of days or weeks, especially once the power is properly shut off and you're on your own. Let's see. I guess let's upgrade Helicopter Strike just because we've already put points into it. But yeah, so you can just break into a house and you get, you know, you can get food and supplies and whatnot. But once the power is out, you know, those fridges are, you can still pick them up and use them if you want to. But you no longer can just, you can't just like walk in and grab things. It's very rare to find fresh food. Canned food, maybe. But fresh food, not so much so. And then there's like one or two other, I think there's like one or two other events that show up. Let's grab the tank this time. But then after that, Zomboid kind of stops. Like there's nothing else that happens. It's just the zombies are eternal. They keep respawning, survive as long as you can. I like that, but I kind of wish the game had like a calendar with like some random events that would happen, including like, in hell, you could even have it be one of those where like NPCs show up. Oh, right, the tank has the saw blade drone. That's why the tank is good. Let's max out the electric turret for the time being. I want to have at least one spot for a passive ability, potentially, to show up, so that we can get our hands on the health regen. Because if I can get a couple points in that, that makes a lot of this much easier. Banhammer is actually kind of good, however, we want to grab Glass of Milk. Because the sooner we get that, the more max HP we can get. And there's some question on, do we even need that much max HP? I don't know, but it seems worth it all the same. But, you know, it can be one of those where, like, after a certain point, the military rolls in, and now you have to actually worry about NPCs that are doing their own thing in your vicinity. I'm gonna banish Minefield and go shotgun. And I think I'll also ban Electrocution. Because yeah, if I could have like 5 health a second, that more or less means we never have to worry about healing. That's a fat mummy. But why though? Summons explosive scarab beetles. But how though? I'm not actually going to think too hard about this. There we go. Okay, I was going to banish Electrocution. I wasn't feeling it super duper hard previously. Let's see. What was I going to say about it? Maybe I should play State of Decay again. Because I played it when it first came out in early access and I didn't get very far. And then I've been meaning to play, to actually put time into it, but I want to play it co-op. I think that's the reason why I haven't played it. So maybe that one's actually satisfying, because I think it actually has like a narrative arc. With kind of characters that matter and a little bit more like town and base building management. Okay, let's max out the electric turret or something. I don't know. I need more banishes is the answer. And yeah, it does look like the top right has to be levels. So I level up based on how much cash money I've found, which is funny. Because what is even the point of money in the post-apocalypse? Okay, let's get electric turret. Like, I realize that there's still, like, barter and whatnot. And so, like, yeah, money kind of matters. Oh, there's another chest over here. Of course, money kind of matters. Like, no matter what state humanity's in, there will always be a general need to exchange goods for other goods, generally. I think it's something for goods and services. You exchange money for goods and services. I think that's what the line is. The thing is, you can get away with that with just like plain barter. Let's see. Injured status lasts twice as long, plus 4 to kinetic damage type tag. You get hit and well, let's go for the 9-inch nails. I think literally just the engineer is the only non-kinetic type. The problem is, I actually don't know if that damage is very good. Oh, this is kinetic. Chance to apply injured on hit. Increases all damage received by 25% for a little while. Slashing is bleed. Oh. So there's a tag system. That's interesting to play around with. I will keep that in mind for the ow. Keep that in mind for the future. And we might not survive this round, but that's okay. Actually feels like I'm being challenged at least a little bit here. Let's see. Where's it going with any of these things? And zombie survival and whatnot. It's one of those where I really want to do like a tabletop RPG campaign at some point, or even make my own that fits all these notes. The problem is, like, zombie survival in general is like a lot of moving parts. How does the infection work? How did the outbreak happen? Was it man-made, or is it just like freak of nature? Or, I don't know, are there necromancers? Ow. Because, like, there are zombie survival situations where you do have to worry about just, like, people being the origin point for... Wait. It chucked a ball at me? And the ball bounces. Well, that's different. Okay, let's get over here and grab the health. Because, yeah, we are actually taking some damage here. We might want to consider looking into some other alternative healing if the life regen does not become more commonplace. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Because, yeah, let's think about zombie media that I've liked that does it well. I think for me, it's zombie media falls really hard into this is the story that never ends syndrome. Let's see. For each type tag that with a bonus of at least +3, get some stats. Kind of tempting. Nuts and bolts is kind of tempting. Let's go for buckshot roulette. Ooh. Magical hat. Fire, ice, electrical, and chemical tags. +2 or +4. I like this tag system. I can't do anything about it right now, not really. But I like it. Okay. This saw blade drone. Okay, max health, weapon cooldown reduction. Yeah, a little bit of movement speed. It's nice. But I just figure the saw blades will help at least deal with groups, potentially. Also just like orbitals in video games. It's kind of fun being a man surrounded in saw blades and watching everything explode. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, right. I was going to talk about... yeah, let's start getting grenade trail. I was talking about zombie survival. Ow. I was distracted. And, like, which ones do it right? So Resident Evil, I think, does a decent job. The first one is very much just the, like, mysterious zombie manner. Second one is like, oh, no, shit, this is spread to a whole city. Third one is, hey, this city is unrecoverable. Time to destroy it. And then 4 got confusing. Like, 4 was good, don't get me wrong, but it switched it so it's, like, now more parasite-based, which it technically always was. That it was a parasite that was causing people to turn into zombies, rather than just, like, your standard zombie virus. Not that the distinction necessarily needs to be made, but at least with the parasite, you can kind of do, like, crazier things with it. I mean, you can with the virus as well. But the problem is, like, Resident Evil 4's setting doesn't really do anything for the world of Resident Evil. I kind of felt like that was true of a lot of them. It's not like 7 or 8 did anything either. Not really. Let's see. Build the area, weapon cooldown reduction. Like, that is reload speed, which is good. Fine, I'll grab that at the very least. Getting some levels in there. Weirdly enough, the Resident Evil movies, I think, actually did a better job of kind of showing the world developing based on what was going on with this zombie outbreak. Can I go in here now? Yeah, it's safe. Yeah, do I want to go for mag clip? I could. Banhammer. Or do I just go for duct tape for the 15% crit chance and call it a day? I think I'm going to go for that. And then we just don't care about what's in the treasure chest after that point. I wonder if you can just skip it for some money. Like, I remember various points in, like, the Resident Evil movies where Mila Jovovich was, like, actually... Didn't she attack, like, one of, like, Umbrella Corporation's, like, main headquarters kind of deals? Or am I misremembering these things? But they had, like, a whole city that they had to get out of, and then they went onto an airship carrier and fought Wesker, and that was very goofy and strange. But at least there was kind of that feeling of, like, no, society at this point is just breaking down to nothing. And these characters have to kind of survive through it. Unfortunately, much of it was kind of left by the wayside, just so, it's not Wes Anderson, it's something else Paul Anderson? Paul Anderson, I think, was Mila Jovovich's husband, who's also the director of these. Max health, ability damage. Let's just go for grenade trail. More or less just so you could keep kind of making her be the coolest character ever over and over and over again, regardless of the media franchise, which I still think is actually very funny and kind of cute as a, like, you know, guy's put himself in a position where, yeah, he can just have his wife cameo in, like, a bunch of tie-in movies. But there were, like, moments of brilliance in the Resident Evil series that I kind of wish they had kept with. Yeah, just max out grenade trail. We are not finding this health regen in the slightest. I was kind of hoping it would be more common. No, enemies can blow up and hit each other. Good to know. Oh, there's a magnet. We could use those. But... And maybe this is just me kind of... I don't want to say reacting. Weapon critical damage... Ability duration. Oh, not that that's particularly good. Weapon crit chance. I guess that's all I get. Still hoping for that heal over time, but it's not looking likely. Yeah, some of this might just be in reaction to the current state of things in media and video games, where franchises aren't allowed to end ever. Let's see, Scouter. Skip. Oh, you do. Oh, you heal and get money for skipping. That is actually extremely helpful at this point. But like media franchises and stories just aren't ever allowed to finish from what I've seen. Not to say that like some stories have to end. Star Wars is a good example of like, well, you just kind of keep developing the world and the universe, and so it's kind of like a little bit more it's more about like the overall universe as the main character as opposed to like anyone specific, which I think is actually good. I think having the Skywalkers as like primary characters, the only characters, or at least the main characters, just felt kind of bland after a while. Let's see. But even within that, it kind of feels like Disney is just, oh, there it is, first aid. Disney is just kind of milking Star Wars for as much as they can get out of it without really caring about where it goes. Same thing with Marvel. Like, Shell and I saw the Fantastic Four movie recently, and it was just okay. It was charming. It looked nice. I don't remember really anything about it, which feels bad. And like I saw it a couple days ago and it was just like in one eye and did not stay there. I remember being baffled at how much they wasted oh, what's his face? I mean, kind of all of the characters, to be honest. I think they actually did a really good job with Johnny Storm. Weapon cooldown. But I might want to actually go for the attack speed more than anything else, if I'm given that option. Like, I think they did an okay job of making Johnny Storm not just hot man and no substance. However, they did that at the cost of making everybody else no substance. Let's see. Yeah, I can't... God, what other Marvel movies have I even seen? Do I even care to talk about Marvel at this point? No. I think most of you probably have a good idea of why I gripe about Marvel. But it's one of those where, like, these stories aren't really allowed to end. They kind of keep bringing them back, but also, like, with poor stewardship, they don't bring them back well. No, I don't care about the cash modifier. Not at this point. We're, like, 2 minutes from done. And so I think I kind of crave for stories that have like very clear and definitive endings so I can kind of enjoy them and then I'm done. And so I think this is a huge reason why I haven't been doing or paying any attention to like any of the extended media for Lord of the Rings. Like Hobbit and the original trilogy, and then it's done. Anything more than that, like the deep backstory stuff that whatever the Amazon TV show is getting into, doesn't matter to me. It's not like it's going to change anything fundamentally. Or even if it does, you know, would I even want to consider that to be canon enough to care? Ow. That's fine. We've got like 2,000 HP. Nothing threatens me at this point. Yeah, that... Not gonna lie, I think that milk actually really did make a huge difference in my ability to survive this. I think I would have been having trouble without it. Ow. Damn, do not let them touch you. And that's okay. That's why I keep bringing up Invincible whenever this topic comes up of like, I don't know where the TV show is going. I haven't seen it. I just read the graphic novels, but that was like a classic superhero story with a very distinct beginning, middle, and an end. It means I need to like suck it up and actually read the entirety of Worm at some point, because I know that one has, as far as I know, like a full beginning, middle, and end. I don't know if they've continued it since. Really, I think I just need to read more novels. More than like rely on TV shows and movies. I just like watching a TV show while I'm working on art. as kind of like a thing to keep me entertained. And boy, my supply of things to keep me entertained while I'm doing art has dwindled lately, or at least new things. Okay, we want to get to the SOS. We have enough health that I can kind of plow through things without too much worry. Yeah, the reason why I want to get here is because they're worth like 1,000 gold. And then if I can get up to the chest as well. Don't care. Skip it. Gets me some health. Gets me some money. Alright, there we go. And that's 20 minutes. So I guess we had a little bit more time than I thought. And that's a lot of money. Okay. So assault rifle, definitely our biggest damage. Grenade trail is functionally useless. Wow, the pump action shotgun, even without the meta upgrades, was insanely good. The saw blade drone was kind of lackluster, actually. Obtain potato. Fend off mummy attack with deadly efficiency. Huh. Actually got a decent amount of stuff off of that one. And unlocked more things. Neat. Okay, if I go to training, I'm assuming is meta progression. It is. So we have a whole new tier of things that we can grab. Oh, including another badge slot. Permanent upgrade, always unlocked. Okay. Enables military training function at NT point pickup spawn. Interesting. So allowing for further boosting of survivor stats during a run. I was wondering, it did kind of feel like this was a little stale. And I think the answer was just because we hadn't actually, found what we were looking for. Amount of specialization points gained by survivors. I should probably grab that. Can I actually unlevel a couple of these? Because yeah, I'd rather have 25% specialization points and 5 health per second, even than extra experience, which I guess we could lose the money, kind of. Okay, not by much. So, we have a grenade launcher. We also have an auto turret. Now, is this a separate weapon? I'm assuming so. SWAT loads his bullets with special ammunition that allows each bullet to ricochet once. Gunner badge. Kinetic damage type tag +0 plus damage. SWAT pyro helicopter. I got 13 points. I'm going to grab the grenade launcher. I just don't know where that lands on some of these. Let's max that out. Tank. Okay, more projectiles fired. I will say, actually, upgrading the saw blade drone might make it really good. I should get the shotgun up though. An engineer. So we have the blaster, spheres of raw energy that explode on impact, or presentation pointer but 1,000 times deadlier. So this is a big AoE. Oh, implode on impact, and this is just massive damage over damage per second. Ability area and duration. I'm probably just going to go for that one. I don't know. Seems like I'm going to have to play a lot of this game to get the meta progression to make things, like, actually good. Also looks like eventually I might be able to cull the item pool, too, which is kind of fun. Neat. This is definitely coming along. It did feel like the first couple runs were a little on the slow side. I almost kind of wish difficulty 1 was only 10 minutes long. So you can kind of get a bunch of runs under your belt, just unlock stuff, and then you go for the longer, harder, and more satisfying runs once you've gotten to that point. Did that number go up? No, it was definitely 40. It's just taking a while. But yeah, I look forward to unlocking some of the rest of the characters so I can mess around with like the elemental damage so I can use that wizard hat. Because right now it's mostly kinetic damage the entire way through. And that's fine. Oh, synergies. Oh, so we have character synergies. So if you have certain amounts of characters like paired, so if you have both the tank and the SWAT, you get the pyro helicopter. That makes sense. I do wonder if the grenade launcher is actually an evolution of the SMG. That's something I will have to keep an eye out for. For now, at least, I think I'm going to leave it here. I will come back for this when it is out in 1.0, because I think it's getting close. But I figure since the Christmas season is going on, not a whole lot of games are coming out, kind of a good time for me to sit down and play some stuff that I've been letting cook in the background. And I like where this is going. I still feel like it's got really good meta progression. I like the fact that it does squad-based team building fairly well. I almost wish it had some more synergies, to be honest. But the one thing I would say is I still wish there were more interesting things that were happening during gameplay. Death Must Die, for example, has the shrines that you want to run towards to pick up stat points and whatnot. And so I kind of wish this had like random things of like, you're on the outside of like a settlement or a fortress or whatever trying to clear out zombies. And so it's like, hey, the gates are being beaten down or something like that. And I don't know, it feels like you could interject a little bit more of the like, no, this is actually zombie survival. You know, either go grab like food and resources in a larger level and bring them back to like an extraction point. Ooh, that would be really satisfying. If it was like a bigger map with some random buildings, you don't necessarily have to go inside them, though I think it would be cooler if you had to worry about environments a little bit. But each building has like randomized loot in it, Zomboid style, and you run in, you just interact with it a little bit. You can carry like X number of items, maybe those 6 item slots that you have. And so the more of those you fill, the less loot you can bring back or supplies you can bring back. And so you're kind of constantly worrying about your inventory space while bringing those resources to whatever this, you know, Fulton extraction point, or just puts it on a balloon, flies it up into the sky, and a helicopter comes by and grabs it. Maybe it shoots some zombies for you and gives you a reward, and you keep doing that over and over and over again. And that gives you maybe more upgrade points than normal, or upgrade points based on not just how many zombies you kill, but how many resources you bring back. I think it's missing something like that. That's like the one thing that really makes this game feel like it's just kind of floating in space. Like, it's fun fighting zombies, but I wish I was fighting zombies while I cared about something else in the meantime, because I think that's what makes zombie survival feel so good, at least in a lot of other media. Anyway, it's fun as it is, and it's a lot of fun, even without this heightened or extra game modes, whatever you want to call them. I feel that hole, and I had to remark on it. Anyway, I guess with all that said, if if you want to pick up yet another Zombie Survivors, it's on Steam. It's been out for a while, and it's coming close to 1.0. It's $14 or $15 normally. However, it is on sale for 50% off for the next week, probably as part of the Bullet Heaven Festival. And then I'm pretty sure the same sale is going to start immediately, because that's when the Steam Christmas sale is going on, or winter sale is going on. And so, yeah, if you want to pick it up for $7.50, just follow the link in the description below. But with all that said, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time.